Today we will talk about the factorial notation. If any number and we have to write that number in the factorial form, then the notation is this. This is the notation of the factorial. Okay, suppose that there is one number, let it be 3 factorial. And if we have to expand this number, if I have to write the number further, so I can write 3 multiply 2 multiply 1. Means one number goes on decreasing up to last natural numbers. Okay, last natural number. Same way, if I have to write any other natural number factorial, let it be 6 factorial. 6 factorial, I can write it as 6 into 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Like this I can write it. 6 and goes on decreasing one by one up to last natural number. Product of all these numbers will be factorial. Let us take one more number, that is 5 factorial. So 5 factorial, we can write it like 5 into 4 into 3 factorial also. Isn't it? Because 3 factorial, this 3 factorial means it can be written as 3 into 2 into 1. So you will get same thing. Suppose that any other number, if we will take 3 factorial upon 2 factorial. So how will you write it? How will you solve it? You can write it this 3 factorial as 3 into 2 factorial. Okay, one decreasing and the denominator is 2 factorial. You can cancel it. You will get it 3. Like this, you can expand it. So can you tell me what should be n factorial? N factorial kya hoga? As we have done it over here, it will be one decreasing up to last natural number, product of all of them. So what should be n factorial? What it should be? N factorial means n multiply n minus 1. One number goes on decreasing. Multiply n minus 2. Multiply n minus 3. ये कहाँ तक जाएगा? Up to, and it goes on so on up to 3 multiply 2 multiply 1. Means product of the numbers which goes on decreasing up to last natural number. Okay, so this is the notation of n plus 1 factorial. Sorry, n factorial. If I have to take n minus 1 factorial, n minus 1 factorial. So how can I write it? n minus 1 factorial. कैसे इसको expand करेंगे? n minus 1 factorial means first number this. Now one number goes on decreasing. Decreasing means minus 1 and so on. So it will be n minus 1. फिर minus 1 करेंगे. So it will come as n minus 2, n minus 3 and so on. Clear? Same way, n plus 1 factorial. How can you write it? N plus 1 factorial. N plus 1 factorial. This you can write it n plus 1. Then 1 minus. So it will be n factorial. Like this also you can write it. एक कम होता जाएगा. Okay. Or this can be expressed as n plus 1. Then 1 less n. फिर एक कम. n minus 1 factorial, n minus 2 and so on. Is it clear? Clear to all of you? Okay. So, this is for n factorial. But what will happen if it has 0 factorial? हमने in the junior classes we did any number power 0 is always 1. This concept we have learnt in the junior classes. Any number power 0 is always 1. Same way, here we will discuss about why 0 factorial value is 1. you have to remember that 0 factorial is 1. But why it is so? 0 factorial आपका 1 क्यों है? Let's go for this concept. Why 0 factorial is 1? Look here. This is n factorial. If I have to write n factorial, I can write it as n plus 1 factorial. n plus 1 factorial upon n plus 1. देखो, if we will solve these two, this n factorial, we can write it in this form also. If we will solve it, what result you will get it? N plus 1 upper 1 expanded n plus 1, फिर क्या आएगा? n factorial आएगा, minus 1 करते जाएंगे, n factorial आ गया, and the denominator is also n plus 1. So it will be cancelled out. So n factorial will be n factorial. So this n factorial, we can write it in this form also. n plus 1 factorial whole upon n plus 1. अब अगर मुझे यहाँ पर 4 factorial लिखना है in this form, how can I write it? 4 factorial. I can write it as 4 plus 1 factorial with this method upon 4 plus 1. Isn't it? Like this I can write it. अब देखो इसको, if you will solve it, this is 5 factorial upon 5. अगर आप solve करेंगे ये it will come as 5 into 4 factorial upon 5 आ जाएगा, and it will be cancelled out. So 4 factorial and 4 factorial you are getting it. If I have to write 3 factorial in this form, so how can I write it? Look here, 4 plus 1. So it will be 3 plus 1 means 4 factorial upon 4. 4 plus 1 upon 4. I can write it. If I have to write it 2 factorial, how can I write it? 3 factorial upon what I can write it? देखिए n factorial को I have written it as n plus 1 factorial upon n plus 1. So 3 factorial will 2 factorial will be 2 plus 1 means 3 factorial upon 3. Solve करेंगे you will get it 2 factorial. What should be 1 factorial? 1 factorial. It will be 2 factorial upon 2. So like this, अगर आप देखें 3 factorial क्या हुआ? 1 more. 3 factorial means 1 more. 4 factorial upon 4. 2 factorial क्या हुआ? 3 factorial upon 3. 1 factorial is 1 factorial upon 2 factorial upon 2. So can you tell me what should be 0 factorial then? 0 factorial. देखिए 1 add हो रहा है. So what it should be? 0 factorial will be क्या होगा? 0 plus 1. 0 plus 1 factorial upon 1. So it will be 0 plus 1 is 0, 1 upon 1. So it will come as 0 factorial equal 1. Because 1 factorial or 1, it has same meaning. You can't go it further because it is up to natural number you have to take it. So 0 factorial, 0 plus 1, 1 factorial upon 1 according to the concept which we have taken it. So 1 factorial upon 1 is 1. That's why 0 factorial equals to 1. I hope that you have understood this part, why 0 factorial equals to 1. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.